If you're doing daily bioenergetics or Reichian work, or you're just starting out, you've got to practice and you're trying and you're working with it, I've got a piece of advice for you. And that piece of advice is keep going. In today's world especially, it seems just really, really easy for everyone just to make a little excuse in their mind, create a little backdoor, somewhere, an escape route, and then they've got their little story and they just get out of it. And they drop the practice. And I would invite you to not do that. And I'm not just speaking, theoretically as a therapist, blah, blah, blah. Back in 2016, one time when I was staying in Brighton, a friend of mine was running a 3-hour bioenergetics session. His name was Rob, down the road. And I went down and did this session, and it was really intense for me. I'd done bio before. I've been doing it for a decade on and off at least. But this was really intense. And when I got home, I just sat down and I thought, you know what? I'm going to start doing this every day. And pretty much I've stuck to that. Sometimes I'll have a day off, maybe once a month, something like that, or I'm doing something else, whatever. But otherwise I've stuck to it. And so nowadays what I'll do, I get up and pretty soon I'll do a few little tasks around my flat, and then pretty soon I put my 3-minute ding track on, which is what I start with, and I do a sequence of bioenergetic postures and then some Reiki and breath work and a few yoga stretches to complete. It's about 30-35 minutes in total, and I just do it. It's taken 6 years or so, but I've trained myself to just get up and just do it. And at the level of my kind of ego, it's like, oh, so I have to do this every day, or, I should not need to do it by now, or whatever. But I just do it, and it brings me back more in my body. It takes another layer out somewhere slowly. I start to get more self-awareness from committing to a practice. I can imagine thinking about a statement like that, I'm going to do it every day for 6 years. The mind is immediately no way. But it's one day at a time, like they say with people who use 12-step to come off alcohol or drug addiction. You take each day at a time. And this kind of approach, certainly for me, I find works with bioenergetics too. You just get up and you start to do it. And this deep change can happen over time. We have to come to confront the part of ourselves that just wants a little backdoor, that just wants to get out of it. And no matter what you do in life, if you want to be successful, you will have to confront that part of yourself. So doing it in bio makes it a lot easier to do it at work, or in a relationship when the going gets tough, or you feel maybe I'm afraid of intimacy and I just want to escape. If you've learned to keep going with your bio practice, you will find it easier to keep going and to reflect on what's really happening inside in your daily life when you face challenges. So if you haven't done any bio today or any Reichian work, how about getting up and doing some now? Just get into it and start to do it. It's such an investment in your deeper being. It's really, really worth it. Thank you for tuning in.